Mohammed Deif is a name synonymous with fear and defiance in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. As the elusive commander of Hamas's military wing, the Qassam Brigades, he has orchestrated some of the deadliest attacks against Israel. He is a ghost-like figure, his face rarely seen, his voice seldom heard, yet his influence over the conflict is undeniable. Deif represents the enduring strength of Hamas and Palestinian resistance, even in the face of overwhelming military superiority. This essay delves into the life and impact of this enigmatic figure. We will explore his journey from a young student activist to becoming Israel's most wanted man. Deif's life story is a testament to the brutal realities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. His story is one of resilience, marked by both strategic cunning and personal tragedy. Understanding Mohammed Deif is crucial to grasping the complexities of this enduring conflict. His story sheds light on the motivations and strategies of Hamas. It also highlights the human cost of this seemingly intractable struggle. Mohammed Deif was born Mohammed Diab Ibrahim al-Masri in 1965. His early life unfolded in the Khan Yunis refugee camp in the Gaza Strip. This impoverished and densely populated area was established after the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. Growing up in Khan Yunis profoundly shaped Deif's worldview. He witnessed firsthand the harsh realities of Israeli occupation and the displacement of the Palestinian people. Despite the hardships, Deif excelled in his studies. He attended Islamic schools, demonstrating a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge. He later enrolled in Gaza's Islamic University, where he studied biology. It was during his university years that Deif's political consciousness blossomed. He became deeply involved in student activism. This was a period of intense political ferment in the occupied territories, culminating in the First Intifada. The First Intifada, which erupted in 1987, proved to be a turning point in Mohammed Deif's life. He joined Hamas shortly after its formation. Hamas, an acronym for the Islamic resistance movement, quickly emerged as a leading force in the Palestinian uprising. Deif's commitment to the Palestinian cause, combined with his charisma and organizational skills, saw him rise rapidly through the ranks. Initially, Deif focused on recruiting and training new members for Hamas's nascent military wing, the Qassam Brigades. He quickly gained a reputation for his discipline, piety, and strategic thinking. Deif's early activities involved developing the group's capacity for small-scale attacks against Israeli military targets. He played a key role in establishing bomb-making workshops and training camps. This marked the beginning of his transformation from a student activist into a skilled and ruthless guerrilla leader. Mohammed Deif's strategic acumen came to the fore during the Second Intifada, which erupted in 2000. He had by then assumed a senior leadership role in the Qassam Brigade. Deif was instrumental in shifting Hamas's tactics. He recognized the limitations of conventional warfare against a technologically superior enemy. Under his leadership, the group began focusing on suicide bombings and rocket attacks. Deif's strategies proved devastatingly effective. Suicide bombings in Israeli cities sowed terror and disrupted daily life. Rocket attacks, while often inaccurate, demonstrated Hamas's capacity to strike deep within Israeli territory. This marked a turning point in the conflict. It showcased Hamas's ability to inflict significant pain on Israel. This challenged the perception of Israeli military invincibility. Section 5. The Man Israel Cannot Kill. A history of assassination attempts. Mohammed Deif's rise within Hamas coincided with Israel's policy of targeted assassinations. This policy aimed to eliminate key figures in Palestinian militant groups. Deif, with his growing influence and operational role, quickly became a prime target. Over the years, Israel has made numerous attempts on his life. Each attempt has failed, adding to his mystique and bolstering his image as a survivor. In 1996, an Israeli airstrike targeted a car in which Deif was traveling, leaving him severely injured. The attack killed his close friend and mentor, Yahya Ayash, the mastermind behind several suicide bombings. Deif sustained serious injuries, including damage to his spine and eyes, which left him partially paralyzed and blind. Despite these injuries, Deif survived and continued to lead the Qassam Brigades. He has since evaded numerous other assassination attempts, earning him the moniker the Man Israel Cannot Kill. Section 6. Forged in Fire, Personal Loss and the Hardening of Resolve. Mohammed Deif's journey has been marked by profound personal loss. He has lost his wife, Widad, and several of his children in Israeli airstrikes. These tragedies, while hardening his resolve, have also raised questions about the human cost of the conflict. and the toll it takes even on its most hardened participants. The death of Deif's wife and children in a 2006 Israeli airstrike targeting him personally is a particularly poignant example of the deeply personal nature of the conflict. This event, along with the countless other tragedies he has witnessed, has undoubtedly shaped Deif's worldview. It has solidified his commitment to the Palestinian cause. However, it has also fueled his image as a ruthless and implacable enemy in the eyes of many Israelis. Section 7. A complex legacy. Deif's impact on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Mohammed Deif's legacy is complex and contested. For Palestinians, he is a symbol of resistance, a David standing up to the Goliath of Israeli military might. He represents the struggle for freedom and self-determination. His defiance in the face of overwhelming odds has made him a folk hero. He is revered by many, particularly within Hamas and its support base. For Israelis, Deif is a terrorist mastermind responsible for the deaths of countless civilians. He is seen as a ruthless enemy who deliberately targets innocent lives. His tactics, particularly the use of suicide bombings, have drawn international condemnation. Deif's actions have undoubtedly intensified the cycle of violence, hardening attitudes on both sides and making a peaceful resolution to the conflict even more elusive. Section 8. The elusive enemy. Deif's operational strategies and tactics. Mohammed Deif's elusiveness remains one of his most defining characteristics. He is a master of secrecy and deception. This makes him a high-value target, but also a logistical nightmare to track. Deif rarely uses traditional communication methods. He relies on a network of loyal and trusted operatives. This minimizes the risk of interception or betrayal. His movements are shrouded in secrecy. Deif is believed to use a network of tunnels and safe houses beneath Gaza. This allows him to evade surveillance and airstrikes. This elusiveness has contributed to his mythical status, making him a near-legendary figure in the annals of the conflict. Section 9. The price of defiance, collateral damage, and the debate on asymmetric warfare. Mohammed Deif's tactics, particularly the use of suicide bombings and indiscriminate rocket fire, have resulted in significant civilian casualties on both sides. This has fueled the debate on asymmetric warfare and the ethics of targeting civilians in conflict. While Deif's supporters argue that these tactics are a necessary response to Israel's overwhelming military superiority, his critics condemn them as acts of terrorism that deliberately target innocent lives. The use of human shields is another controversial tactic employed by Hamas under Deif's leadership. This practice further blurs the lines between combatants and civilians, increasing the likelihood of civilian casualties and drawing condemnation from international organizations. Section 10. The symbol of resistance. Deif's enduring influence within Hamas and beyond. Despite constant threat to his life, Mohammed Deif's influence within Hamas remains strong. He is revered as a seasoned military strategist and a symbol of Palestinian resistance. He commands significant respect among his followers, who see him as a devout Muslim and a fearless leader willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the cause. Deif's influence extends beyond Hamas. He serves as a source of inspiration for other militant groups in the region. His tactics, particularly the use of low-cost, high-impact attacks against a superior enemy, have been studied and emulated by groups facing similar challenges. This makes him a figure of considerable concern for intelligence agencies worldwide. Section 11. An uncertain future. Deif's fate and the trajectory of the conflict. The future of Mohammed Deif remains uncertain. He continues to be a primary target for Israel. His survival, despite numerous attempts on his life, is a testament to his evasive skills and the loyalty he commands within Hamas. Yet his luck, some might argue, cannot hold forever. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, meanwhile, continues to simmer. Deif's eventual fate, whether captured, killed, or even if he were to die of natural causes, is likely to have significant implications for the conflict's trajectory. His removal from the equation could create a power vacuum within Hamas, potentially leading to internal strife or a more volatile security situation. It is also possible that a new leader, perhaps even more radicalized and ruthless, could emerge. Ultimately, the only certainty in this long-running conflict is that the future remains as uncertain as ever.